Hi again. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the 11 essential items you should be packing for your next cruise vacation. Stick around to the end because I'll share a handy hint on how to keep these items in clean and perfect working order. Most of the items I feature today are items that I personally take with me and use on every cruise. All of the items that I'm going to share with you today are available from Amazon, and I've included some links down below. I do receive a small commission if you use the links below, but please be assured that does not change the price that you pay for these items. The first item on the list is the reusable luggage tag holders. These are great. Let me tell you a story about why these are so important. Most cruise lines have you print your luggage tags off at home on paper, you fold them and tape or staple them around your luggage. First off, if you are flying to your destination, you don't want to have these luggage tags already on your suitcase because there's a strong likelihood they'll be removed by the airline, so they could put their luggage tags on instead. Secondly, that means that you have to travel with tape or a stapler so that you can staple or tape that when you land and pick up your suitcase at your destination. But the third most important one that could happen to anyone is that these luggage tags are not very secure. They can come off easily, and this has personally happened to somebody in my travel party. The luggage tag was lost, we didn't know about it, but it was 8 o'clock. He still had no suitcase. We contacted guest services. They asked us to give another couple of hours. By 10 o'clock, there was still no sign of his luggage. Eventually, the next morning, guest services called up to say that they found it and that the luggage tag had somehow been knocked off during the delivery, and they didn't know which stateroom to deliver the luggage to. It's for that reason that I really recommend these. Take a look. These are hard plastic, keeping them waterproof. They're really rigid. They don't rip. And they are secured with this metal chain that it's not going to rip off. You simply just unscrew it, it pops open so you can fold it round your luggage. I love these. The downside to these is they come in so many different sizes because all the different cruise lines use different size luggage. If you travel with multiple cruise lines, the Carnival one seems to be the biggest. You can actually just fit a different cruise lines in there. It might move around a little bit. It'll still serve your purpose, but I've left the links to most of the cruise lines down below for you. But these, to me, are way more value than they look. You usually get a pack of 4 with each order, and they're really not that expensive. The next item that I personally recommend are lanyards for your SeaPass card. Some people love them, some people hate them. Personally, I used to hate them. I didn't like the inconvenience of having to remove the card each time to hand it over. However, after losing my card on a cruise ship once and having to go through the hassle of standing in line for guest services, getting the new card and making sure that my old one had been deactivated properly, I now always use a lanyard. And the lanyard that I've recommended down below has some great features that make it super reliable. This is how it will arrive. It does have some cardboard inside it for you. You simply just remove that and replace it with your actual card from the cruise line. The reason I like this one, first of all, it can be worn around the neck. It can be clipped onto your belt. It has a retractable cord, so when you're leaving the ship, for example, usually they can just scan the barcode. You don't need to remove the card. It's also waterproof, which is kind of handy as well. This is also really great. You could clip this inside a backpack or a handbag as well, just so it's easy enough to find. Depending on your cruise line, you don't always have to physically hand your card over. I know Carnival, for example, just take note of the folio number. Royal Caribbean do prefer you to hand the card over, but a lot of times they can scan the barcode. So I would usually just unclip it and hand it to them. Sometimes they'll ask for it to be taken out of the plastic, which it's fine. It's not really an inconvenience. But no, I do highly recommend these. These are really great. One final benefit with this one is the lanyard itself actually comes with a clip. So if you are wearing it around your neck, you can quickly and easily just clip it in and clip it out. This one, I really like this one personally. I have used other lanyards before. I really do like the ones with the clip. I find that super convenient, and also the retractable cord as well. The next item is one that I don't personally use. This is one of the most recommended items by the cruise community, and that is over-the-door organizers. Most people hang these over the bathroom door and they can be used to hold a whole selection of items. You can put flip-flops, you could put bathing costumes, you can put sunscreen, aloe, medication, even tickets for your excursions. The choices are endless. If you are traveling as a group or traveling with children, then it doesn't take up any space in your cabin because it goes over the bathroom door, and it just gives you so many pockets of space to store all of the essentials that you could possibly need. And I can completely understand why it's so highly recommended and so widely used amongst the cruise community. Talking of trying to save a bit of space, this next item is another one that I personally recommend, and that is magnets. Did you know that the walls and doors in your cruise cabin are magnetic? That's why I always travel with these. These are really strong. These little ones here hold up to 22 pounds, and these are the smallest size that you actually get. You do get much larger ones. I always take these. I just stick them around the walls of the cabin, and I use them for hanging my lanyard when I get into the cabin. At the moment, I'll put my face mask on there. You could even hang light coats and jackets or baseball caps. And of course, you can put items underneath this as well. So if you've got excursion tickets, for example, or just an important notification notice on paper that you want to keep, you can just pop that under this as well. Obviously, if you put anything between the magnet and the wall, then it lightens the load, so it won't hold quite as heavy a weight. So you'll use that for some of the lighter items. But these are really fantastic. I take these on every cruise. The next item is a night light. Now again, it's not something I personally use, but I know for a lot of people, especially if you've got mobility issues, traveling with children, or you just don't particularly like walking around in the dark if you do need to get up frequently during the night, then a night light is really essential for you. A lot of people do take these, and what I really love about the night light that I'm recommending down below is that it has a magnetic base. Remember those magnetic walls we spoke about? You can position it anywhere in the cabin that is best suited for you. It also swivels so that you can aim the light in the direction that you want. It is battery operated, of course, so you'll need to make sure you take batteries with you for that. But the fact that it's portable, moves around, and can stick onto the walls really makes this the top recommendation for night lights for cruising purposes. Talking of any power that you might need to the room, this next option is another that comes highly recommended. I do personally use this as well, but that is some kind of power strip. So cruise cabins are kind of small and usually only have 2, maybe 3 outlets. Some of the newer ones will have USB outlets, especially next to your bed, which is great, but most of the older ones don't. I like this one. It doesn't take up a lot of room. You can plug it into one outlet and it gives you 3 outlets plus 2 USBs as well. What is most important about this is it does not have a surge protector. That is really important. If you are going to take a power strip, it cannot have a surge protector. This is for safety reasons. If there is a surge of power, it can short out the electrics on board and it could even start a fire. So please do not take anything with a surge protector. If your stateroom attendant sees it, they will confiscate it, and I have heard people getting them confiscated even at security before they board the ship. This one's made by Cruise On. Actually, a few of the products I've shared with you today are made by Cruise On. I'm not personally affiliated with them in any way. I just really like their products. They're made specifically for cruising. So I recommend this Cruise On one. This one's really great. The next item is another one I don't personally use. That's because I'm not really a pool or beach guy. I don't really go and hang out by the pool. But obviously a lot of people that cruise do, and that's why many people take towel clips with them. Of course, on board a cruise ship in particular, it can get quite windy. And if you are at a beach excursion, of course you don't want your towel falling into the sand or just even slipping down the back of you while you are sitting on the deck chair. So towel clips are hugely popular. However, the ones I'm recommending to you are actually towel bands. They simply stretch over the chair, holding the towel in place. And the reason that I recommend these over towel clips is because they take way less room in your suitcase and they don't really require any place for storage on the cruise ship itself. They could slip into that over the door organizer we spoke about, or they could even just fold away into a drawer nice and easily. Okay, this next one, I'm going to ask for your forgiveness in advance. I'm sorry, but we gotta talk dirty now. Toilet habits. We all do it. with the amount of food we eat on the cruise ships, we probably do it a lot on the cruise ships. And as I said before, these cabins are small and the bathrooms are even smaller. They don't really have a lot of air circulating around them, especially if you're in an interior room or a ocean view room without some kind of window that opens. You may find that the cruise cabin doesn't smell too fresh. And that's why Poo Pouri was invented. I don't know if it was invented specifically for cruise lines, but just in general. This I always take with me on cruises. I take it anytime I travel. You can even take it if you're visiting a friend's house and you're staying with them for a couple of nights. This stuff is magic. I don't even know how this works. It's like essential oils which create a barrier over the water, so that anything that sits below that, any odors are trapped beneath that layer. And not only that, they actually smell quite nice as well. So because they're at the top layer, their odor goes up and it's a pleasant odor. So it deodorizes the room. It's really genius, this stuff. It's small, it's easy to carry on the cruise ship. And I mean, between two of us, I find that this could last anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks, depending on how long we're going for. But I would say a family of 4 could probably manage one of them on a 7-day cruise. If you were going for longer, you might want to just take a couple to see how you get on with it. But yeah, you just shake it up, put 6 or 7 sprays into the toilet bowl, and it just smells perfect. The whole bathroom smells really pleasant with this. It comes in different scents. The link I've given you below actually contains a small one and a bigger one, so you could use one at home as well. The bigger one I usually keep at home, and the small one I keep for travel purposes. Hey, did you know that the Environmental Protection Agency have estimated that on a ship with 3,000 passengers and crew, that there's an estimated 21,000 gallons of human waste per day? Kind of gross, but an interesting fact all the same. And knowing that, Poo Pouri sales have probably just gone through the roof. Okay, enough of the poop talk. If that didn't make you feel nauseous, well, maybe traveling at sea does. If you suffer from motion sickness, then this next product is highly recommended for you. Again, I'm fortunate enough that I don't, so it's not an item that I personally take with me, so I don't have one to show you today. However, lots of people swear by these. These are the motion sickness bands. They apply acupressure into your wrist, which can remove and eliminate any nausea. If you do suffer from motion sickness, you might not want to rely on this alone. You probably will want to take some Dramamine, or even talk to your doctor to see if there's something else that they could prescribe for you. But if you are worried, if you're not a frequent cruiser or you've experienced motion sickness in the past, then you probably want to pop these bands into your suitcase. They don't take up a lot of room, and many people swear by the effects of them. So this item is kind of 3 in 1, but it's travel cups. I always take my travel cups on the cruise with me. First one I'm going to show you is a simple water cup. These are great. Ask your stateroom attendant for ice every day, and you can fill up your cup and you've got ice water whenever you want. I just really like it. I always like to have a glass of water next to me at home, and the cruise is no differently. The bottles of water that I usually get delivered to the stateroom are fine, but these are just perfect for on the go. If you get one, this one unfortunately doesn't have a sealed lid. Some of the ones do. If you do get one with a sealed lid, it's great because you can kind of throw it in your bag if you're going on a shore excursion and you've got water with you that stays ice cold. This thing keeps water ice cold like for almost 24 hours. You'll find if you fill this up before going to bed, you'll definitely have a cup of ice still in there in the morning because of its insulation. I love this thing. In the morning, I will switch from my water cup to my coffee cup. This does also come with a lid. I actually don't know where I put my lid, but I love this because I like a mug. I like a handle on my coffee cup. This keeps your coffee warm for a lot longer as well, and it holds quite a good size of coffee. So I either get the coffee delivered to my cabin in the morning, and I can fill this up and take my time. I can walk around the ship, especially when I find the lid, with it, and I can take my time and sip my coffee. Sometimes I'll take it up to the buffet if I'm going to the buffet for breakfast, and I'll fill it up with the coffee dispensers there. Just a note, if you're filling your water or coffee or any other travel mug, don't pour directly into the mug, just for health and safety purposes, especially if you've been drinking from it. You might not be cleaning it very well. So it's recommended that you use the cups and mugs that are provided and then just pour it in manually yourself. This probably holds a good 2 cups of cruise ship cup size coffee, and this holds like about 3 or 4 of the water cups. So just make sure you're putting them into a separate cup and pouring them in, just so that you're not getting any germs against the equipment. The final travel mug that I always sail with is my wine cup. Again, this one's got a lid on it. Some cruise lines let you take some bottles of wine on. I know that Carnival allow 1 per passenger, Royal allow 2 per cabin. And so I always have wine in the cabin, and what I like to do is I usually have a glass of wine with dinner, usually go back to the cabin after dinner, and then I will fill this up. The good thing is it actually holds about 2 glasses of wine, but I usually fill this up and then go and watch the show, and that saves me having to purchase wine whilst I watch the show. I've got at least a glass or a glass and a half in here, and again with the lid I feel like I can walk around the ship without worrying too much about spilling. If you do like chilled wine, if you like white wine rosé, for example, again, with it being insulated, it is going to keep your wine chilled for a longer. I typically drink red, but it keeps the wine at a really nice temperature, I find. So these are the 3 travel mugs that I personally recommend and take with me. Something else that ties into that, which is my final suggestion on what to take, and again is linked down to the bottom, are reusable straws. I have noticed on the cruise ships these days that some ships are using sugar straws, some are using paper straws, and in both cases they get really soggy really fast, they disintegrate, and they're not very good. The plastic straws down below, they're really simple to use. It's a straw, it's not complicated. These straws are great because they don't disintegrate or turn rubbery. So the reusable straws are really great if you do like a straw with your cocktail or even with your soda. I definitely recommend one of those below. I always travel with a small bottle of Dawn, just a little one. I pop it in my toilet bag. You can see I've not really used too much out of this one. It's been on about 2 cruises with me, but this is just perfect for cleaning out your cups at the end of each day and your straws as well. If you don't do that, then they will start to breed germs and bacteria, and we don't want to be getting sick. So I always like to just travel with a little travel sized Dawn. If you don't want to buy the small travel one, but you have a small container that you could fill up at home with your any brand of liquid dish soap at home, that'll work too. But I just like to always carry a small amount of this. It's just perfect in the room for cleaning out just for cleaning all my cups and my mugs. Personally, I just really like this. Another one that I've heard people is they'll take some detergent for washing clothes as well. You might want to rinse through some underwear or a t-shirt at the sink. And of course, most cruise lines will have the cord, the line in the shower that you can pull over and hang items up. Remember, never hang items out on the balcony. They can blow away. Always use the shower one. Are there any of these products that I've mentioned that you always travel with as well? If so, let me know in the comments. Or maybe there's something else that I missed that you just cannot cruise without. Let me know as well. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content like this, then definitely do subscribe. Thanks for watching.